And here we go. It is another day. It is another Power Hour. Chris Logan hanging out with you till 9. Power Hour, part of the morning show here on the Planet 90s and 2000s Rock. Also live on my Chris Logan Facebook page. And we are also live on Listen to the Planet's Facebook page. Something we do. It's brand new. Got a YouTube channel set up as well. If you miss a Power Hour, got it for you there. YouTube, the Planet Power Hour with Chris Logan. Again, I'm producing this all by myself. Look, watch. You want another shot if you're watching online? Look, there's me, all by myself. So when I get on my producer's ass, I'm getting on my ass because sometimes things, go a little bit wrong, but I'm trying to do everything by myself. But what do we have coming up today during the Power Hour? Well, we're going to talk about Giving Tuesday. We're going to talk about if you could eat one Cajun food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Miriam Webster's word of the year is gaslighting. Got an moment of the day. A man arrested after a family game of Monopoly. Do things get crazy in your family? Or do you have a competitive family? Going to talk a little bit about Metallica, their new song, their tour, worst music decisions in music history. There is a toilet discussion, a toilet seat discussion I want to get to. Going to talk about Apple, going to talk about Twitter, going to talk about the White House keeping a close eye on Twitter. Going to talk about Ye, artist formerly known as Kanye, China lockdowns, the Spotify festival deal we're seeing all over social media, all over Facebook. I didn't do it yet. Did you? Am I invited to your festival? And what else we're going to talk about? I think that's about it. Depending if we have time, we may talk about a few other things. But do me a favor today. If you're watching it on Facebook, share it. I would appreciate that. Or if you come back and watch it later, share it. But again, we're live on the Planet. That's my online station, playing 90s and 2000s rock. Listen to theplanet.com. Download the app. Search Listen to the Planet, App Store, and Google Play. Also, we are on the iHeart platform. We're on TuneIn Radio. We're on Alexa. If you want to listen on Alexa, very important to follow this. You got to enable the Planet online skill. Then you say, Alexa, play the Planet online. Because if not, you're going to get another Planet Radio, another Planet Rock, another The Planet. Still got a lot of them around the country. But my station, specifically, Listen to the Planet. So today, Giving Tuesday. You got some money after Black Friday, after Small Business Saturday, after Cyber Monday? If you do, maybe you can give a little bit of it today. November 29th, Giving Tuesday, a day that encourages people to give back in whatever way they can. So it doesn't have to be monetary donations. It can be anything from giving someone directions, helping a friend move. Giving and helping activates the part of the brain that makes you feel pleasure. So give today, help today, and maybe do your part Giving Tuesday. What am I going to do? I don't know yet. It's 8 o'clock. I can still figure something out on this Tuesday. Also got this question going. It is on my Facebook page. It is also on the Listen to the Planet Facebook page. You can comment on either one. Now, I didn't go and check just yet, but I noticed a lot of notifications coming from my personal Facebook page. And this morning I was reading this. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you pick? And a survey finds that pizza tops that list, followed by steak, French fries, spaghetti, Chinese food, ice cream, cheeseburgers, fried chicken, and bacon. So it's like, how can we switch that up and turn it into a question this morning? So I asked, if you could eat only one Cajun food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And we'll get to some of those answers before we wrap up the Power Hour a little bit closer to 9 o'clock this morning. So go and comment, again, on my personal Chris Logan Facebook page or on the Listen to the Planet Facebook page. Going to start with our Merriam-Webster Word of the Year today. Now, look, it's November 29th, and that means we're getting closer to the end of the year. Crazy, right? I don't want to be cliche, but it is crazy to think that it is almost 2023. December's pretty much here. And when we get to the end of the year, we get all these end of the year lists, right? But Merriam-Webster, they decided to unveil their word of the year. And that word is gaslighting. Now, they're not talking about the street lights that are fueled via natural gas, reference to manipulation. Now, this is what Merriam-Webster says. In this age of misinformation, fake news, conspiracy theories, Twitter trolls, and deep fakes, gaslighting has emerged as a word of our time. What is the definition? It is defined as the act or practice of grossly misleading someone, especially for one's own advantage, or the psychological manipulation of a person, usually over an extended period of time, that causes them to question reality. So you're not supposed to question reality? We're just supposed to believe everything. Okay. 2022 saw a 1,740% increase in looking up gaslighting. Gaslighting was inspired by the 1944 movie Gaslight, and the play it's based on, where a husband uses trickery to convince his wife that she is mentally unwell so he can steal from her. Gaslighting, number one. Other runner-ups, we'll call them, Omicron, because of COVID-19, codify, turning abortion rights into federal law, queen consort, what King Charles's wife Camilla is known as, raid, due to the search of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, cancel culture, because we live in cancel culture, and LGBTQIA. That is the abbreviation for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, plus asexual, aromantic, or agender. And Loamy, L-O-A-M-Y, am I saying that right? After it was brought into pop culture thanks to Wordle. I don't play Wordle, so I am not familiar with that. But Merriam-Webster, their word of the year is gaslighting. And you only gaslight misinformation, according to Merriam-Webster. Also wanted to get to this. It's kind of, I'm going to call it an story of the day. Now, if you're just tuning in on the planet, just tuning in to the morning show, you're watching on Facebook Live, you're watching this back, whatever you're doing, an story is a story that I read, maybe the previous night, previous day, maybe this morning, like this one, and the first two words out my mouth when I am done reading it are And this here, I would consider it an story of the day. Do you have a competitive family? I do. This right here, I'd say it's probably a competitive family. A man was arrested after a family game of Monopoly turned violent. Police in Oklahoma arrested a man on Saturday after a family game of Monopoly turned violent. The man pulled a gun on his stepfather and stepsister, but thankfully no one was hurt. So maybe they were having a late Thanksgiving get-together. But police in Oklahoma arrested John Armstrong on Saturday. The family was drinking alcohol, playing Monopoly, when John started fighting with his stepfather. Now, see, there's probably, and I'm going to speculate here. It's only my speculation. I'm going to speculate that there was probably a little family drama. And maybe the Monopoly game just kind of sent it over the top. And then there was alcohol in the mix. So they were drinking, playing Monopoly. John started fighting with his stepfather. They knocked over the board game, turned over furniture, and then took the fight outside. At some point, John was cut on the head, and he responded by pulling out a gun, chasing his stepfather and stepsister down the street. He did fire a shot, but it was aimed at the ground. No one was hurt. John was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, was sent to Tulsa County Jail. He was told not to pass go and not to collect $200. It is unclear whether the fight was over or how many hours they were into the game. This is John's mugshot. Oh, man, and I don't think I have this to put on my computer. I wish I did. I have it on my other computer. I don't have it on the computer that I'm streaming on, but But there had to be some kind of underlying argument. It was his stepfather and his stepsister. It just couldn't have been because of Monopoly, right? I don't know. Let's see. What else are we getting to today? Oh, wanted to talk a little bit about Metallica. Because Metallica, they released a brand new song yesterday. Posted it on the Listen to the Planet Facebook page. If you didn't check it out, you can go and check it out there. Let's see if I can pull this up a little bit. This is from loudwire.com. If you're watching along on social media, you see it. Lux Aeterna is a brand new song from Metallica. It's pretty good too. Now, what does that mean? It is Latin for eternal light. The new album from Metallica coming out in April, supposedly. And the album called 72 Seasons. I was surprised that the song was only, I don't know, it's 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And I'm like, man, Metallica got a short song. But it's pretty good. And it sounds like some old school Metallica, kind of in your face. And I liked it. But if you didn't check it out yet, you can, search it on YouTube. I think yesterday, I forgot how many millions of views and listens it got. But if you want to go to the Listen to the Planet Facebook page, you missed it yesterday, I got a link. Also, Metallica, they announced a North American tour, and they're going to be touring with Pantera. The shows will be Pantera's first U.S. performances in 22 years. And this story here from Metal Edge says April 14th is when the new studio album is due from Metallica. The tour dates thus far, not sure how much they are extending the tour past these dates. Let's see, 2023, they're going to be, it's a world tour, starting in April, May, June, Friday, August 4th, 2023. And it looks like they're doing double shows, too. I guess they're expecting this to be a pretty big tour. I saw a meme yesterday. You know the meme where he got the guy in the suit? He is by the tree, and he's doing this with his hands. And people use that meme like when something's coming up. And someone made a meme that said Ticketmaster when they heard about Metallica's tour. And he got the dude kind of doing this. I thought that was funny yesterday. But East Rutherford, New Jersey is where the Metallica tour starts. Then they're going to Montreal, Arlington, Texas. That's on August 18th. It looks like that's probably the closest to Louisiana as of now. Then they're going to Inglewood, California, Glendale, Arizona, beginning of September, St. Louis, Missouri in November, and Detroit also in November. And that's double shows, booking 2 shows. Let's see, Foxborough, Chicago, Minneapolis, Edmonton, Seattle, Mexico City. So it looks like it is a major city tour. But plan on going to check it out? Checking out Metallica? We shall see. Hopefully it comes a little bit closer to Louisiana. Got to say thanks for the comments. Matt says you're live. Okay, thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Dwayne, someone must have bought up all the land and built parks. Not sure what Dwayne means. Shane says boiled crawfish. So Shane commented on the live post that the one Cajun food he could eat for the rest of his life, if he had to choose one, would be boiled crawfish. And we'll have more about that coming up. I got another post on my Facebook page if you want to go and comment there, or you can comment here in the live. Worst music decisions in history. Man, I contemplated this morning talking about this. And this is another story from Rolling Stone. We had one yesterday, and I liked it yesterday. It was the top TV thongs. That would be TV songs of all time. Doing my best Mike Tyson impression there. But I thought that was pretty good yesterday. The Jeffersons topped that list if you missed the show yesterday. But another story today from Rolling Stone, and they're talking about the 50 worst decisions in music history. We're not going to get to all 50 because that's a lot, and we don't have all that amount of time, and I don't want to bore you with all 50. Okay, let's start with number 10. Billy Squier kills his career with a cheesy music video for Rock Me Tonight. Again, this is Rolling Stone's worst decisions in music history. Number 9, YouTube basically forces Apple users to receive their Songs of Innocence album for free. Yes, I think if you have an iPhone, we all remember that. Remember that? And it was so hard to get off those damn U2 songs off of your iPhone. But U2 said, here, you have an iPhone? Got Apple Music? Here you go. We know you want to listen to our new album. And not many of us did. And it was hard to get that off your phone. Number 8, Ja Rule invests in the Fire Festival. Boy, that was a dumpster fire. The FYRE Festival. If you're not sure what that is, go and search for it. Number 7, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. They go on a tour sponsored by the U.S. government during the Vietnam War. I'll be honest with you, not very familiar with that. Number 6, I do remember this. Kanye West interrupts Taylor Swift at the VMAs. That was back in 2009. Number 5, remember this. Woodstock organizers celebrate the festival's 30th anniversary with Woodstock 99. And that we all know how that turned out. Number 4. Unreal, man. Unreal that this is at number 4. And again, believe what you want. I'm not telling you what to believe, what to do, anything like that. But number 4 on the list of the top 50 worst decisions in music history, according to Rolling Stone, number 4, Eric Clapton goes all in on COVID vaccine conspiracies in 2020. Now, I'm not getting all conspiracy theorist on you, but I'm sitting here in front of you on Facebook. I am talking to you on my online station, The Planet, because I refused the jab and I was let go by Cumulus Media. So, I mean, we're not going to get into all that this morning. But, they're calling him out for the vaccine conspiracies in 2020. Like, he wasn't going to play venues that were making people either show their vaccine card or whatever they were doing at the time. He wasn't going to play those venues if people had to show that to come in to one of his shows. And he was all crazy for that. The other side wasn't crazy. Eric Clapton was crazy. Man. And then look now, 2 years later. Again, we're not going to get into all that today. Number 3, Decca Records passes on the signing of the Beatles in 1962. Decca Records, we're going to go ahead and pass on these boys. I don't think they have what it takes. Number 2, boy, imagine this happening in the age of social media. Now, this happened way back in 1958. Number 2 on the list, Jerry Lee Lewis marries his 13-year-old cousin in 1958. 13 years old. Come on now. And Rolling Stone ranked this number 1. Again, imagine this in the social media era. And this is just my opinion, but a lot of these, there was always misinformation. There was always disagreements. There was always the things that we see now. The world always had them. But this little thing right here, and social media, the phone, if you're not watching, just amplifies everything now. But number 1 on the list, the Rolling Stones hire the motorcycle club Hell's Angels to do security at their 1969 concert at Altamont Speedway. It resulted in the death of a fan who was stabbed by a member. So again, imagine that in the social media era. But it happened way before, back in 1969. And imagine that, Jerry Lee Lewis marrying his 13-year-old cousin back in 1958. Imagine if that was today. Also on the list of the Power Hour, this. And I'm gonna play this for you. It is a clip that I saw on TikTok. I saved the video. I wanted to play it for you today. Now you're gonna have to not really listen close, but it has to do with the toilet seat, right? Because a man is always asked to lift up the seat when he's going to the bathroom, doing the number 1, and then when he's done, put the seat back down. Now, this guy and his TikTok account looks like he is, I'll call him a podcaster, content creator. His TikTok username is Leon Lush TV. And looks like he has his wife on the show. And they're talking about the toilet seat. Is this guy making sense or what? Again, listen closely.
I put the seat up to urinate and then put it down after I'm done. At your request, that is 2 seat repetitions per urinary event. This arrangement means that if you go into the bathroom, you can just sit down and urinate and leave with 0 seat repetitions per urinary event. Would it not then be a fair and equitable marriage arrangement, creating a scenario where we are both responsible for only 1 seat repetition per urinary event? And she's gone.
So the dude was getting deep about putting the toilet seat up and down. Is he right or not? Would that be misogynistic in today's world? But what this guy is saying on his podcast, his show, is that women want men to put the toilet seat up and then put the toilet seat down. And that's 2 repetitions, according to this dude here. He must have been high when he was thinking about this. But does it make sense? And then so when ladies need to go, number one, a urinary event like he was talking about, ladies just sit down. And if we're talking about equality, then a man should raise it up. And then when the woman goes to have a urinary event, she should put it down. And then that's one movement per toilet seat per urinary event. I mean, he was kind of makes sense. Obviously, he was looking for some content for his podcast show. Again, his TikTok account at Leon Lush TV. But is that right or is that wrong? Or should dudes just put the toilet seat up and put the toilet seat down, forget about it? Men can't open the doors for women anymore, can't help them. All about, some women are about equality. You know, it's sad. Growing up in South Louisiana, like I guess I was raised that way. Open the door for ladies. I wasn't big of a pull out the chair, when you're going out to dinner and then put the chair in. But, just doing those regular events for ladies. If they're carrying something heavy, carry it for them. Ask them if they need help. Now some ladies don't want that. They want more equality. But this toilet seat thing, man, like it got me thinking. And it's something that I haven't really thought about. This dude may have been high while he was thinking about this. But is that equal gestures when going to the bathroom? Should a dude pick up the toilet seat and leave it up, and then that's one movement for him? And then when his wife, the lady, goes to the restroom, she brings it down. That's one movement for her. And then that's equal. Okay. Brock says 100% right. Let's argue. And it looks like he tagged his wife in it. So there's probably some of this discussion going on with husbands and wives and the toilet seat. And don't leave it down and pee on the toilet seat, because that's a whole nother argument as well. By the way, if you are watching on Facebook, do me a favor and share the post. Got it live on my Chris Logan Facebook page. Got it live on my Listen to the Planet Facebook page. And I try to connect the two, because you can do that. You can cross-post on Facebook Live, but for some reason, it's not letting me do it automatically on the Listen to the Planet Facebook page. So I guess I'm going to have to check some settings. That change every day with Facebook. Never know how the algorithm's feeling, how many people will see the lives. But I know more people are seeing the lives now that I am going live first to my personal Facebook page, then to the Listen to the Planet page. And then, I don't know, I have close to 4,000 people on, or I guess that follow me on my personal Facebook page. And I don't know, yesterday I think it reached maybe 200 people. We have like over 2,000 people liking the Planet Facebook page. And whenever I was going live there, I think it was reaching 48 people. So hopefully Facebook decides to change the algorithm back to something soon. But got the YouTube channel set up. It's the Planet Power Hour with Chris Logan. Also, we're on Spotify, the Planet Power Hour with Chris Logan. You can check out previous episodes there. Apple and Twitter. So Apple is saying, and I'm going to pull up the story, so if you're watching, you can follow along a little bit with this. All right, give me 2 seconds. My producer's working hard. He's not hardly working, he's working hard. Okay, got it pulled up. But now Apple has threatened to withhold Twitter from the App Store. And look, I'm not, condoning misinformation or this so-called hate speech that people are saying is happening on Twitter. But man, are we not supposed to have like another side? Are we just supposed to take what's being fed to us and digest it? Now, I'm not saying all this information is right. It's up to us to decide what we, or maybe what is right and what is wrong. But I do know that everything the news media is telling us is not always right. Just my opinion. But why would Apple threaten to withhold Twitter from the App Store? I mean, that's huge. People are hating on Elon Musk. People love the dude when he was making electric cars. Now he buys Twitter and they hate him. This is from TheVerge.com. Elon Musk claims that Apple has threatened to withhold Twitter from the iOS App Store for unknown reasons. The news follows a tweet where Musk said Apple had, quote, mostly stopped advertising on the platform, and a poll asking whether Apple should, quote, publish all censorship actions it has taken that affect its customers. Apple did not immediately comment on Musk's claim. You know what's, and look, and again, this is only my opinion on this, only little Chris Logan's opinion. I kind of feel that Elon Musk wants to pull the curtain back, if you will, and do some exposing. And everybody else is saying, no, we gotta stop this. That's hate speech. Let's take it off the platform. And Elon Musk don't care. He's rich. That's just my take on it. I feel like he's going to pull the curtain back on some things, and big tech and big media not liking it. Better watch what I say on Facebook Live, right? They're gonna take me off. But according again to TheVerge.com, the news follows much more subtle signs of mounting tension between Apple and Twitter. Elon Musk has criticized Apple's App Store fee for in-app purchases, dubbing it a hidden 30% tax on the internet. And Apple App Store boss Phil Schuyler deleted his Twitter account following Elon's takeover shortly after Donald Trump's account was reinstated. So people got upset when Elon Musk reinstated Donald Trump's account and a few other people. Jordan Peterson, either Kathy Griffin, he reinstated hers. Okay, fair and balanced. He did not reinstate Alex Jones, though. And you know what's a crazy thing is people got upset that he was reinstating Donald Trump, but Donald Trump didn't really seem to care because he has the Truth social media. And I don't think he's been posting anything on Twitter. Could be wrong on that. But in an interview on November 15th with CBS News, Apple CEO Tim Cook says they, quote, that they say that they're going to continue to moderate. He says, I'm counting on them to continue to do that. Musk, however, has pledged to loosen Twitter's moderation guidelines and floated the idea of a mass unbanning of suspended accounts. Now, that's not true. He didn't unban everyone, right? But there's really no reason that, let's see if I can pull up another story. There's really no reason that Apple is saying why they're threatening to take off Twitter from the iOS. Can you imagine that? I thought I had one more. Oh, and so this is a story too, and this one's from Fox News. White House slammed for pledging to keep a close eye on misinformation on Twitter. Big Brother much? And then again, what is misinformation? And again, I'm going to say, do I agree with everything? No. But I also believe there's two sides to every story. But KJP faced new criticism saying that they're keeping a close eye on Elon Musk. Even Alyssa Milano said that she sold her Tesla and bought a electric Volkswagen. And you know what happened after that? If you don't Google it. But she says, quote, "This is something that we're certainly keeping an eye on." She says, quote, "Look, we have always been very clear that when it comes to social media platforms, it is their responsibility to make sure that when it comes to misinformation, when it comes to the hate that we're seeing, that they take action and they continue to take action. Again, we're keeping a close eye on this," end quote. But I kind of feel that Elon Musk, and again, that's only my opinion, pull the curtain back on some of this, and they're not liking it. John says, "Misinformation is whatever contradicts the government's narrative." Yep. What else is on the list today for the Power Hour? Looks like I don't want to say Mauna Loa Volcano could erupt in Hawaii. Had that story up too. See, my producers kind of slacking a little bit again today. But the volcano starting to erupt. Started on Sunday. Not really a huge threat, just sending ash nearby. And the Mauna Loa, and I may not be pronouncing that right, is the world's largest active volcano. Spewed a little ash and some lava yesterday. Officials warn residents of Hawaii's Big Island to prepare for a possible larger eruption. The U.S. Geological Survey warned the island's 200,000 residents that an eruption, quote, "can be very dynamic and the location in advance of lava flows can change rapidly." There's a time-lapse video of the eruption, but that could get a serious situation in Hawaii. So again, go to my Chris Logan Facebook page, or if you want to post this in the comments, you can. I have a question going this morning. Now, I read this. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I decided to switch it up, have our own question this morning. Here in South Louisiana, if you could eat one Cajun food for the rest of your life, what would it be? We'll get to some of those answers coming up, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so. Kanye, or the artist formerly known as Kanye, or Ye, was on the Tim Pool podcast last night. It was a pretty big deal. Nick Fuentes, Mila Yiannopoulos, however you say his last name, and Kanye was on the Tim Pool show. Lasted only about 20 minutes. I believe Tim Pool really wanted to talk about what was going on with Kanye, his anti-Semitic comments, all that stuff, and it only lasted about 20 minutes. Kanye walked off. I saw a story on the New York Post said that Kanye stormed off. I watched it last night. Didn't watch it in real time, but watched some of it after the fact. And I wouldn't call it stormed off, but of course they're going to put those headlines to make Kanye look like he's crazy. Again, do I believe with everything Kanye's saying? No. But I believe he's kind of pulling a curtain back as well. But I think it's Tim Pool on YouTube if you want to go watch it, or Timcast, maybe his account. I don't really know at the top of my head. Got a lot going on this morning, but if you want to go and watch it, you can. And it really came down to the word they. That's kind of, I'm not saying where their disagreement started, but I think Kanye wanted to talk about certain things and Tim Pool wanted to talk about certain things. And it wasn't an argument. They just didn't jive, and Kanye didn't go where Tim Pool wanted him to go. John says, guys like you and I interview people professionally, can see the mistakes Tim made. He didn't read Kanye well. There are techniques to prolong someone who's very touchy. Yeah. And then it started with they. And which is Kanye's thing. And whoever, quote unquote, they are. And when Kanye asked Tim about, well, who are they? And Tim said something about the media painting you in the wrong light. That wasn't the answer that Kanye wanted on who they are. And that's when he decided to get up and walk out. Now, I wouldn't call it stormed out. Some stories call it stormed out. I don't think it was a big deal, but the interview didn't go, I think, as well as Tim Pool or probably Kanye or Milo or Nick Fuentes wanted. But I know a lot of people watched it last night. You can read up more about it or go to Tim Pool's YouTube page if you want to learn a little bit more about that. What about Spotify? Did you do the Spotify festival thing? I did not. I see a lot of people doing it. So apparently there is this app that you can make your own festival lineup. It's the InstaFest app. And you create your own festival from Spotify. So it kind of takes the music and the artists that you've been listening to, and it makes this own festival. and what the lineup would be if you had your own festival. And it makes this kind of cool festival poster. The app is free. Pretty straightforward to use. You sign in with your Spotify account. They'll get all your information. Oops, did I say that? And it will generate a poster based on the artist whom you listen to the most. You can customize the poster based on time intervals, the last 4 weeks, the last 6 months, and all time. You can also select different styles of posters. They have the Malibu sunrise, the LA twilight, the Mojave dusk. InstaFest app also calculates what it calls, quote, the basic score that might give you bragging rights about the niche music choices that you have. The lower the score, the more niche your music festival is. So you get a score also as well. I didn't do this. Now, I do listen to Spotify. It's not that I don't. I do. My son also listens to Spotify, and he uses my account. Oops, did I say that out loud? And so my music taste and his music taste would differ. But if I had my own festival, dude, I'm telling you, it would be all over the place. I'd have Boosie. I'd have Wayne Toops. I would have, I don't know, man, Three Doors Down, George Strait. Like, it would be a schizophrenic poster at my festival if it went off to what I listen to, because I listen to everything, honestly. But I see a lot of people doing that on social media. Oh, and man, this China lockdown thing getting pretty serious too. Again, that's something that if you want to, you can look into a little bit more. But it's pretty serious in China. Major lockdowns. And I'm seeing some videos on TikTok. Again, everything I see, I don't always believe. Like I saw a video of someone supposedly welding the door shut to an apartment. Am I believing that right off the bat? Nope. And I didn't have any time to go and do any more research on it. Also saw a video where supposedly an apartment caught fire. People died because they couldn't get out because the door was welded shut. Again, I'm not sure if that is a real story or not. But I know it's pretty serious in China. And this, I kind of did a little searching this morning. And I'll be fair and balanced. This is from CNBC. China might not make major changes soon to its COVID policy. Weekend protest, pretty serious. Now let's see what their, this is Larry Hu, chief China economist. He says, quote, without a clear guidance from the top, local officials are inclined to play safe by sticking to the existing zero COVID stance. It may upset many people who expect more loosening following the 20 measures. In the short term, the COVID policy will only be fine-tuned without moving the needle. That's according to Bruce Pang, a chief economist and head of research of Greater China. Look at this. If you're watching, look at this picture. People trying to get supplies and food over a wall, over a barrier. And they have these, calling them camps, where they're sending some of these people to. A lot of social unrest. People are calling for the government to step down. But it's pretty serious in China. And you know what's crazy too? Like all these lockdowns. And let's look at this real quick. Whatever. Cookies want to get me. But this is from Statista.com. Share of people fully or partly vaccinated against coronavirus in China from August to June. No, now it's asking me to. But I looked at it earlier, and it was 80% here. Like it's close to 89%. So we can say 90% of people in China have been vaccinated. Why the lockdowns then? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not telling you how to think. You can think on your own. But 90% of people vaccinated. There's still barriers and camps and lockdowns and zero COVID policy in China. And close to 90% of people are fully or partly vaccinated. Okay, let's get to our question this morning. Let's get to some fun stuff. But I told you that here in the Power Hour, we're going to talk about a lot of the major headlines of the day. Some are going to be fun. Some are going to be not so fun. You know, the man arrested for fighting with his family over a Monopoly game. That's an moment. And then also, let's get to our question. Now, this came from a random question this morning that I just switched. And if you're just tuning in, this question was, if you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Pizza tops that list, followed by steak, french fries, spaghetti, Chinese food, ice cream, cheeseburgers, fried chicken, and bacon. So I switched it this morning. And I asked if you could eat only one Cajun food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Whoa, got like 59 comments. Let's see what everyone has to say on the subject. Katie says, I'd be dead. We have the best food. Yes, we do. It's hard to pick. But for me, man, for me, it would come down to maybe jambalaya or gumbo. Holly says gumbo, specifically shrimp and okra gumbo. Okay. Byron, boudin. Stephen, meatball stew. Oh, Stephen, man, that's good. Deborah, smothered round steak. That's good too. Derek says gumbo. Kendra, this is pretty good. I like this answer. I never knew how indecisive I was until I read that question. LOL. Yep, you're right. Renee, good question. I have no idea. Andre says boudin. JP Boudreau, the vehicular specialist, who's one of our sponsors here on the planet. Pastalaya with the bow tie pasta. And JP, the bow tie pasta does make a difference. It does. Holly says, JP, you're going to start a war. There is a war about pastalaya and jambalaya. Sandy says smothered okra. Andrea, boudin. Cypress, crawfish. She said, I'd eat boiled in a sauce, fried over rice noodles, etc. Yep. See, she's thinking outside the box. One Cajun food, crawfish, but she would cook it in different ways. Matt says boiled crawfish. Kendall, my grandma's crawfish etouffee. Lacey says boiled crawfish. Dwayne, good old rice and gravy. Matthew, boiled crawfish. Sandra, gumbo. Robbie says jambalaya every day. That's Robbie from Robbie's Front End Shop, another one of our sponsors here on the planet. He's in Jennings. You want to get your truck squatted? Robbie can do it. No, I'm just joking. He is the man, though. I pick at him about doing that. Let's see. Jay says meatball stew with homemade meatballs with a lot of onions and bell peppers. Yep. Hannah, gumbo. Kyra, gumbo. Franny says fish. Flounder, to be specific. Jesse says gumbo. Ian, red beans and rice. I'm not that big of a red beans and rice guy. I would eat it. I wouldn't disrespect you if you invited me over to your house and you cooked that, Ian, or anyone else. But that's not high on my list. Didn't eat that much growing up. Ching says rice and gravy. Okay. Amy, boiled crawfish. Chris, boiled crawfish. Allie, crawfish. Crawfish etouffee, says Nikki. Haley, crawfish. Chris says etouffee. Gumbo, boiled crawfish. Boiled crawfish. Cole says jambalaya. Fried alligator, a close second. Corey got way too deep. It's just a simple question, bro. Let's see. Doc says boudin. Paul says gumbo. Trisha, gumbo. Charlie says crawfish. Meatball stew or rice and gravy. Chicken and sausage gumbo. Shrimp etouffee. Shane says rice and gravy. Jenny says corn soup. Boiled crawfish, says Dave. Frank says boudin. Andre says meatball stew. I was surprised, honestly, in a small way, to see rice and gravy and meatball stew show up on there. Gumbo, pretty popular. A popular answer. Crawfish, obviously, a pretty popular answer, too. Now, my mind doesn't work quick enough to really kind of break that down into percentages, like what would be number one. But, I don't know, crawfish, probably? Looking at the answers. And then going to the question, I also put it on Listen to the Planet Facebook page. Vanessa says, boudin from the best stop. She got specific. Carla says boudin. Talisa says boudin. All the ways, too. She says boudin balls, boudin on bread. Boy, ever had a boudin sandwich? That's good. Fried boudin, smoked boudin, boudin in a crawfish boil. Never had boudin in a crawfish boil. All the boudin. You ever had boudin in a crawfish boil? I might have to try that. Matt says boiled crawfish. Stephen Manuel, pepper jack boudin balls. All right. Jason says boudin. And another Jason says cracklins. All in all, my Church Point math would maybe put boudin on the top of that list, followed by crawfish. If we were getting specific numbers, and we don't have to get specific numbers. It was really just for fun. Also, let me see if I can pull this up. Best Cajun video. Hang on. Boy, did you see the meme? Hang on. If you follow Best Cajun Video on Facebook, they got some pretty funny stuff going on there now. You can see a lot of Dat Show on there from Ash Reese. If you haven't watched that show yet, go and watch it on YouTube. Also had a Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Hang on, let me pull that one up real quick because I thought that was funny as hell. The Leonardo DiCaprio deal, that if you're watching on Facebook, that meme where he's laughing, people do different captions, but this one says, "Pawpaw after tricking you to taste the roux by telling you it tastes like chocolate." And Leo's holding a Budweiser can, and he has a VFW hat on. That was pretty good. But also, this is something that was on Best Cajun Video. Going to share this with you real quick. And let's see if I can get it to zoom in because it's kind of hard to read. My eyes are bad. But this is Perez Medical Reference. Barium, Barium, what the Undertaker does to him once the doctors are through with him. Benign, Benign, what a child be after they be 8. Yep. Cyst, Cyst, to give someone in need a helping hand. Yeah, I went and I assist them. Dilate, Dilate, it sure beats dying early. What's this? Node, Node, what it means, what para means by it, to have been acquainted with someone in the past. Node, I knowed him. Pap smear, to insult or belittle your own father. Pathology, according to Paran, means the study of trails. Rectum, Rectum, crashed him and totaled him. Tumor, Tumor, not just one more. And X-rayed, Paran says that means that's for adult audiences only. But go and like them on Facebook. Been putting some pretty good stuff. Best Cajun Video. But this is the Power Hour. Happens at 8 o'clock. I had to think again. See, I got a lot going on in my brain. Every Monday through Friday. It's on my station, Listen to the Planet, part of the morning show. And my whole idea around this was to try to get a podcast going again. And it's tough for me working by myself, having Chris Logan Media, having social media management clients, doing other things during the day, podcast clients, having Listen to the Planet, having my other station with which I launched a few weeks back called Millennium. So Listen to the Planet is 90s and 2000s rock. Millennium, that's my 2K pop station. You can download the app for that. Listen to Millennium, App Store, Google Play, or go to listentomillennium.com. And so this is helping me, like, what do they call it? Kill a bird with 2 stones, whatever the old saying is. So I'm able to get some content on the morning show. Then I'm getting content online, doing a Facebook Live. Then I record the videos. That goes on my YouTube channel and also goes on Spotify. So by doing this in 1 hour on the morning show, it's helping me out tremendously in the grand scheme of things because I'm so busy during the day. But, man, it honestly means so much to me, the support that I've been getting with Listen to the Planet and the station, with my new station, Millennium, with all that I've been doing on my own for the past year with Chris Logan Media. But we'll do it again tomorrow morning. 8 a.m., going to visit the headlines and stories of the day. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it. Again, I ask you to share the live video. go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Planet Power Hour with Chris Logan. But have a great rest of your Tuesday. I will see you again tomorrow. All right? See ya.